Pisces, we're going to do something different this go around. You may or may not have seen, you know, the Cancer and Scorpio readings here, but I'm doing something different. I'm being told by my guides that I just need to speak about, you know, the things that I need to know, that other people need to know. I know a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of studying for many, many years. And so with that being said, when I do my automatic writing, which is basically a talk with your higher self, they are telling me to let go of those love readings, but focus more on just speaking about the kind of things that I know. And they said specifically that I can use tarot to kind of help trigger like what I should be speaking about. So I've been fighting this for months. I'm like, no, I don't know what to talk about. So with that being said, I've decided to go slowly into this. I am associating it with, you know, zodiac and stuff like that, but it's only because it's a crutch for me. So that means that any one of these videos for this series, so this, you know, the last two videos that came out here, Cancer and Scorpio, whatever, you can watch those too, because it is just general information for everybody. And so, but the question that I'm asking, so I'm trying to direct, if you don't tell me enough detail of what to really drill down into, I'm giving a bunch of vague information that doesn't make any sense, and I hate that. So that's why I have it down to Pisces. Like, what does Pisces need to hear from me regarding like the education that I have had over the many, many years of doing this stuff? What do they need to know in regards to helping them, you know, advance on their own? So we're going to start with the cards here. And you know what's interesting is that you guys are calling the Isis Oracle here. I don't use this deck very often, so I don't know it very well. But something tells me that you're going through something up here. So let's find out what's going on. Let's do this. Move this over here. All right. Oh gosh, these are so huge. These are big, big, big cards. We're going to shuffle it like this because I cannot handle these. My hands are too small. All right, show me what Pisces needs to hear, or whoever's watching. Doesn't matter what zodiac they're part of. What do they need to hear? What's going on? See a priestess. Hathor. What else? Oh my goodness. We'll take the top one. This is Pyramid of Light. I have my thing upside down. And there's one more. Okay. Pyramid of Light, and there's one more. Step your vibration deeper into love. Okay. What else? Somebody's trying to open the door. There is a door that we have to open to our psychic abilities to be able to listen. Society kind of trains us out of it. Okay. So the thing is that when you're an adult and you actually do want to hear it, you have to actively learn to open it. Yes, you are a Pisces, so typically you guys are the most intuitive of the signs usually, just naturally being Pisces. But if you have 12th house placements, Neptune in like the 4th or 12th or 8th, can be that, can lead more to that. There's other things too. What else? There's one more. I know it's here. One more. We've got two. Okay, great. So we've got, let's do this here. Pyramid of Light, step your vibration deeper into love. And then we have Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. There's that priestess. And then Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. That's cool. I like that. I'm going to briefly go over these. These do tend to have long drawn out things, so I'm going to just say what's important just because you're not here to listen to me read to you. Pyramid of Light. Let's see where this is here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to read the brief of it. So Pyramid of Light, it means psychic protection. Interesting. Because that's two things about negativity. So you may be concerned about something bothering you, concerned about negative influences and stuff. So anyways, okay. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. There is nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. Here is guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is time now to end that interference with love and compassion. Growing spiritually, new levels of fear, new levels of personal mastery, and freedom from fear. I don't think they actually say anything specific that I'm not already going to say. Okay. Okay, so for that one here, we'll talk about the others in a bit. Oh no, we're going to do the other ones first. Serpent of Fire. Oop. Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. It says Isis, priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood and Queen of the Serpent of Fire, guides you through transformation now as your energy field grows stronger and old energies are burned away in the process of your growth. Trust that you are growing and are more capable than you have been previously. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards, as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of, and Isis helps you now. Yeah, see, trying to open that door. Trying to open that door. So you're correct in thinking that something needs to open. If you've been thinking that you need to expand in your capabilities or that they have been expanding, you're right. And try not to fight it. The Brother in Darkness. Here we go. Overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Now, I'm very strongly into a balance of masculine and feminine, okay? A lot of the problems we have is because excess divine masculinity and excess divine femininity, okay? Walk the middle path. But if you tend to be a more, I'm going to say aggressive kind of person, more assertive, and you're all about making decisions and you're less about feeling, you do need to handle more of your feminine power. Because the feminine power is all about feeling and understanding and listening. So if that's you, then that's what this is. This is not a case of let's go smash a bunch of men. I absolutely can't stand that. I absolutely cannot. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. I don't care what gender they are. Sorry, got stern there for a second. All right, Brother in Darkness. Overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Whenever negative energy is whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. The Brother in Darkness indicates that there is negative energy either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with a spiritual test, beloved initiate. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. Guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of the negative energies either within or directed towards you without being fearful. No need to fear. I have a strong feeling that there's stuff inside you that may be pulling you in another direction. I'm going to call it a programming, okay? Societal programming that is causing issues, okay? Causing issues within you and it's battling with you. So, okay, first we're going to talk about balance, okay? Talk about balance. Every single one of us has divine masculine and divine feminine within us. We each have wands, right? We have the individual wands. We have severity and we have mercy. Severity is the masculine, mercy is the feminine. And then there's you in between, balancing the two, okay? So that's how this works in this universe. The thing is that when one is out of balance, it makes somebody behave in certain ways that are not beneficial to you. And so, and it's like, what I'm hearing here is that somebody is believing that acting in that extreme way is beneficial for you, but it's not. It's not. And that's what they're trying to tell you right here. You are expanding, but you are holding yourself back by behaving in extreme ways or having extreme beliefs or something holding you back in here. Something about the masculine, masculine and feminine, too much masculine. And even in that too much masculine type behavior. Now, I have a very masculine personality. That's just what I have. I'm very forward thinking, I'm very ambitious, and I'm a fixer, that kind of thing. That's a very masculine kind of personality. Not many women have that. There's, definitely a few, of course. But when that goes too far, that's shutting down emotions. Shutting down emotions and shutting down the compassion for people, all of them, every single one of them, even the ones that you can't stand. Okay? So, with this one, step your vibration deeper into love. Okay. Tell me more about this. Look at that, High Priestess. She walks the middle path. All right, Pyramid of Light. Tell me more about this here. Step your vibration deeper into love. Okay, here we go. What does Pisces need to let go of to do this? Pisces or whoever's watching this. What does Pisces need to let go of to help this to occur in a balanced way? We have 10 of Cups, Queen of Wands. That's an interesting perspective. So that you have an idea within you. You have a belief. And you are passionate about it. With this 10 of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Of what happiness is. And what it should look like for you. They're saying to let go of that. Let go of that. Because what if the universe gave you something better that you didn't realize existed? What if you're, telling the universe this is what would make me 100% deliriously happy, and the universe is going, actually it's this over here, but you're not letting me get this because you're so focused on this. That's part of the whole telling the universe what to do. We can't do that. We can in certain aspects, you know what I mean? But you have to play by the rules of the universe to be able to do that. Everything that you ask for must be in line with your pre-birth planning, your life path, okay? If it's not aligned, the universe will not give it to you. Absolutely 100%. It doesn't matter how you ask or whatnot. That's Ziggy. It will not give it to you if it's not aligned with your path. And so continually to, go towards this 10 of Cups using your Queen of Wands energy, genders don't matter, using this passionate, magnetic, inspired type of behavior, will not give you what you're looking for. That's what they're saying. You need to let go of that. Release it. And what you need to do is release okay. 3 of Pentacles. You need to release the details. 3 of Pentacles came up. You need to release the details about it. Yes, you can focus on the feeling that you want inside. Focus on that. But do not focus on how you get that feeling. Okay? Do not focus on that. Let go of it. And you're not the only one to get this. I think Cancer got this too. But let go of the details. let go of the details. Okay, so what does Pisces need to make room for? Whoa. We've got Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And we've got 10 of Wands. Okay. You need to make room for some slow and steady progress and some hard work. Opening up the door to your power is not easy. Okay? It's not easy. It triggers I'm going to call it a dark night of the soul. And you can have multiple of these. Just because you've been through one doesn't mean you're done. Oh. I've been through... See, my first one was from 07 to like 2008. End of 2008. That one was the hardest for me. That was the one where I almost unalived myself. That was how bad it was. It was bad. It was bad. And so that was when I got Reiki trained, you know, for 1, 2, and 3. Reiki 1, 2, and 3. And you should never do that all in consecutive order. And they gave me that warning, and I was like, psh, I'll be fine. Yeah, I almost unalived myself because of situations that were happening during my little dark night of the soul right there at that point. But, I mean, I don't regret getting Reiki trained at all. I don't regret any of my past. Anyways, but yeah, so I've been through one then. I've been through, let's see, probably another one in 2014. And then there was another one in 2020. I think all of us went through one in 2020, honestly. The one in 2020 was the biggest one for me, though. Recently. The most productive is what I'm going to say. The most productive one. And then there was another one as I moved again here in the past year. So you get them all the time, and they're like phases and stuff like that as you go to grow, because you start to feel like you're being held down. And this is probably what you're feeling right here. You start to feel like you're being held down. When you start to feel like you're being held down and God dang, this sucks, blah, 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 there's a lesson coming, and there's a lesson you need to keep your eyes open for. A big one, usually. And if you can figure it out, and it releases you from the prison. The lesson's hard, though. 10 of Wands. Why is this coming up here? Ace of Swords. It's usually a hard truth. Usually a hard truth that you're having to look at. Ooh, almost knocking over my shit here. Let's move that over there. Don't fall, please. Okay. So there's a hard truth. By doing this work within yourself, recognizing your crap, okay? You need to recognize your shit. And not just, okay, I see that, and yeah, that's why I'm a jerk, so you need to accept that I'm a jerk. No. 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 You recognizing that you're that way means that you can stand back and not behave that way. Because you don't need to anymore. You're only a jerk if you're trying to defend yourself. That's the only time people are jerks, is they're trying to defend themselves, and they're trying to defend their soft heart. Anybody who's like that, that's what they're doing. So, King of Cups. See? Universe does this stuff all the time. So let's talk about this Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. Serpent usually shows education. You know, the serpent's on the caduceus. Talks about inner knowing. That's the serpent of Kundalini. You may be getting ready to have a Kundalini experience. If you're not sure if you've had one, you haven't had one. You haven't had one because you know. You know. It is... Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's... Okay. They're confirming what I'm saying here. Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. It's time. It's time for you to feel this. Okay? So... it's time. Okay, so that means that the more inner work that you do, the more power you're going to build, the more of your self-power. And what this does is it connects you... Let me back up. Back up 1 second. So this earth plane is a very heavy energy, dense plane. Our higher selves are much lighter than this, right? Much lighter. And coming down here is effectively described as being out in 120 degrees heat, wearing a 100-pound coat. Very heavy, very hot. And so it cuts down a lot of your connection because of the veil that blocks your memories from past lives, from the other side, from all that stuff. So the thing is that the Kundalini experience, the Kundalini is what helps reconnect you. Not that you're disconnected. You're not disconnected from source, okay? You are not disconnected, but that Kundalini strengthens the connection because it's a very light connection when you're down here. It's like being really far away. It's kind of like, let's say Washington, D.C. I'm just throwing out a place here. Let's say Washington, D.C. is like the source of everything that is, and you're all the way over in freaking Australia. That's Earth over there. You're still connected, but boy, it's pretty thin. That kind of thing. Distance doesn't mean anything as far as the other side is concerned. But the energy density does matter. Energy density does matter. So the Kundalini experience, when it starts to rise, it starts in your root chakra. And it's a feeling that is similar to sexual arousal, but it's not sexual arousal, okay? It is similar to, because you'll notice that just normal sexual arousal with somebody else or whatever's happening is not nearly as rich and full as the arousal you get, or the activation of the root chakra deep down. It's extremely rich, and you can't help. Everything inside you is just like, what is that? And you can't help but want to keep bringing it back. I don't know about you, but I did. And so want to keep bringing it back because you want to do that. So when you do feel that, if you do, because it's coming, okay? It's coming. And certain people can help bring it up for you. There's certain, I'm going to call them soulmates, soul contracts, whatever, will help trigger this in you, okay? When you are in contact with that person, it will cause the Kundalini to activate. And what you can do is you can pause and you can take the energy down in your pelvis and help pull it upwards throughout all the rest of your chakras, okay? It does take practice. It is not easy. For it to move on its own, it's literally taken me years. It's taken me years for it to move on its own by itself without me having to pull it. And because right at this point, because my Kundalini experience started in 2020. That's, like I said earlier, it started in 2020. Over the course of, I'm going to say about 6 months, it then moved up into the orange chakra. I think it's called the sacral. I always forget about the orange one. That's probably one that I need to work on. always forget the name, but you know what I mean. The orange one. Then there's yellow, and then there's green, and there's... Yeah, sacral. Yeah. Sacral. It took months, and then it took probably another year until it went up into the solar plexus. And then another few months to go into the heart. I'm still working I'm talking automatic, where I don't have to do anything, and it just does it on its own. Okay? Because it's just one of those things. You have to actively be triggered by things for it to happen. And I live a pretty sheltered life. I'm at home almost all day. I work from home and everything. So this is just my own experience on how I'm experiencing it. Yours may be different. This is going to give you your power. 9 of Pentacles. It's going to give you more confidence and release a lot of blockages you may have within you. If you manage to pull it up, because you can manually pull it up through your root, out and all the way up through your crown, okay? If you manage to do that, you did it right if you cry. And I'm talking spontaneous. You don't even have to force this to happen. Because when you touch source, it's like you're being electrified. It's like you're being electrified because you are touching something that is all emotions all at once. All emotions all at once. And it's overwhelming for these, you know, primitive human systems. So it's incredible. It's incredible. And if you can manage to do that, practice it. I am admittedly not very good at practicing because I forget, and I have children and I have other things that I got to do. So everybody else does too. But the thing is that it is possible. Just practice with it. Even if you can only pull it up so far, just enjoy that. Imagine while you're pulling it up, your sense of perception, instead of your perception being right here, okay? I want you to move your perception down into the activated chakra and look through and see it from that perspective of that chakra. It helps so much. I don't know why, but it does. It does. Somebody recommended that at some point for something, and I can't even remember when I heard that, but it helps so much to do that. Changing your perspective, and do a meditation that sends you all the way through all of them, if possible. It helps clear out a lot of your, I'm going to say shadows in the chakras, the black attachments, okay? If you have a hard time doing that, you may want to seek out like a Reiki practitioner or do Reiki on yourself. See if you can do something to reactivate that chakra, and clear it out. All right, show me this brother in darkness, because we're talking about the negative energy here now. So there may be something here. If you are feeling, I'm going to say victimized by something, be it entities or, you know, anything like that, or maybe an ex is throwing spells at you or something like that, the best thing you can do to protect yourself, and it's very, very calming, is to imagine that you are in a metal tube bulb thing, like your whole aura has turned into metal, right? A very, very mirror reflective metal. It'll send anything that's being sent at you right back to sender. It sends it right back. And just repeat to yourself, I am perfectly 100% safe inside this protective bubble, and anything sent at me is returned to sender. Repeat that to yourself over and over and over again. Now, do it for long enough, then if somebody is sending something at you, it will disappear eventually. They will figure out that it's not working. They will figure it out. I promise. I've had somebody, and the thing is, I've never really been like a witchy spell kind of person. I'm really not, even despite all this stuff in the background and everything, and all this stuff that I know. I only do spells when I have to, just because I don't see the purpose in playing with energy when it doesn't have a good higher purpose. If the universe hasn't called me to do it, there's nothing for me to do. Anyways, so back in like, I don't know, it was 2007, 2008, something like that. And I had figured out this little method, and I had an ex, you know, who was with somebody new, and her new person was an active witch who did actively, you know, do spells and stuff like that. And I could feel it. And so I did this. And I just, you know, patiently sent it back to her. After about 6 months, it stopped happening. Well, the thing is, then, like, I think it was like another year, then I was talking to my ex, because we started to get back together, which you should not do that, by the way. You should not do that. But we started talking again, and she had been telling me that, you know, her person had asked her if I was an active witch, and of course my ex is like, not really, but you know, she's got skills, but she doesn't really do anything with them. And she's like, because she's sending a spell back at me. And yeah, it's her own spell that got sent back at her. It was her own. I do have zero intentions of hurting anybody whatsoever. I would absolutely do not agree with any of that stuff. And it sent it right back at her. So definitely worth it. Now, if you're having problems, tell me more about this negative energy here for Pisces, please. Yeah. Tell me more about this negative energy for Pisces. Show me. Negative energy for Pisces. We've got Temperance. Interesting. Death. This one matters, but the other ones don't. Okay. So we've got Temperance, Death, and the Eight of Swords. Whatever it is, it's preventing your transformation, like I said earlier. Because death is transformation. That's not the devil coming out. That is death. That is transformation. The thing is that healing and transformation is locking you up. Eight of Swords. Locking you up, especially up in here. So there is something that is binding your mind. Tell me more about this Eight of Swords. Okay. We've got the Nine of Wands. There are some sort of behaviors and blockages that you have. Behaviors and blockages. You know what a lot of people do when they're young, especially ones that are psychic, okay? When they are young, they will shut down their psychic side. They will effectively gate it, okay? I was one of them. I did that to myself. I've always been, you know, psychically sensitive and stuff like that, but I was never as tuned in as I am now, since like 2020. That's with the Kundalini stuff, it really activated all my stuff, and that may be what you're doing too. So, but people who go further than basic psychic skills, you know, because we all have them, every single one of us. Every single one of us is a psychic. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to listen to it. And so, but the basic psychic skills are fine, right? You have general things, you have excellent timing, you know, that kind of thing. But this is where you have held it shut so that you are protecting yourself from something in your mind. There's something you don't want to see. And you have to come to terms with whatever that is. You have to come to terms with whatever it is so that you can allow yourself to see it. Because the thing is that they will not open it up for you. I say they. It's actually more like you. But they will not open it up for you if you're going to freak out at seeing something specific. You have to be open and willing to review something. Even something that's extremely disturbing. And you need to hold yourself, I'm going to call it detached from it. So say for example, when you were a child, you saw shadows as a child, okay? You saw shadows as a child, or you saw spirits or whatever. Poltergeist activity, something that terrified the hell out of you. And it left a lasting impression on you. For me, it was shadows. I'd see people walking through my room. I'd see people walking through my room or standing in the hallway, you know, that kind of thing. I had to come to terms with that. I had been alarmed by shadow people for a very long time. I didn't know what they were, why they were there, nothing. I am now no longer afraid of them, and I can see them in the middle of the day. I see them everywhere. They're all over the place. And so, but I'm not afraid of them, because the thing is, I know that they're not going to touch me. They won't. They never do. They never touch me. But I also have a very inherent feeling of protection, that even if something scary did try to affect me, either one, it could never happen, or two, if it did, there'd be extreme consequences from the protection that I have. So if you look at it the same way, or a similar way, okay, do it your own flavor, okay? You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you ideas, okay? Just trying to give you ideas on what you can choose to do to open this up. But it's locking you up. There's something you're concerned about that you don't want to see. You may not want to see, you know, what other people are thinking. You may not want to see or feel it, because you're like, I don't really want to know the truth. And then you really have to ask yourself, why? Why don't you want to know the truth? Are you afraid that they will prove you right? They can, you know, that is a big fear for a lot of us. We don't want to be proven right that we aren't good enough and that they don't actually like us, you know. This is where you do the inner work. Where you do the inner work so that you are comfortable with yourself, and you cannot tuck it into the denial box. You can't. You tuck it into the denial box, they will not open up your site. They will not, guaranteed. So if it's not opening, there is something you are missing. There is something you are missing. Guaranteed. Because there is no such thing as somebody who's not allowed to have psychic sight. There's no such thing. Everybody can choose to have it, every single person, but you have to choose it. And by throwing stuff into the denial box in the back of your mind, you're choosing not to. You have to do the inner work, do the shadow work, and understand why you're afraid of rejection, why you're afraid of abandonment. What is it from your past that creates that within you? So, is that it, Spirit? There's something coming up in the future for you. I want to let you know. What is it? What's coming up for Pisces or whoever's watching this? What's coming up in regards to this? What's coming up? The gauntlet is what I just heard. I make that face, but you can do it, okay? Oof. I make that face, but you can do it. We have be bold and make the first move. And then we have a fiery climax approaches. The gauntlet. This is the gauntlet. Right here. Full moon in Aries. And this one's be bold and make the first move. Take confident action. Full moon in Aries, I mean, it's basically, you know, act like an Aries. Okay? If you have any Aries placements, my ears ringing now. If you have any Aries placements, use them. Use them to their best ability. Okay? Take initiative. Jump on it. But never fail to be true to yourself, okay? Never fail to be true to yourself. And what you are okay with. What you would love. And not do anything that somebody else wants you to do. Just do what you want. And if what you want matches what they want, fantastic. Let's do it. But a fiery climax approaches. You're about to go through a rough spot because you are opening up, okay? All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. I hope this helps. Leave me some feedback if you're interested. And, you know, if you do like this kind of thing, let me know. And I will see you next time.